were here, I thought about half a dozen things I wanted to say to my father. He's been the biggest influence of my life, and there's not been a single day that I haven't been proud that he's my father. But one quick story, kind of a story that epitomizes my father, is I've been doing dealer training for quite a while now. And so we have these new dealers come in for dealer training, and during our heyday when we're just booming, he was busy delivering pools to you because our truck drivers were booked up. And so I'd train the dealer, I'd show them how to install the pools, and they'd never get a chance to meet my father. So on their first delivery, I'd always try to get my dad to deliver the pools because he has more experience than anybody. He'd kind of walk them through that first delivery. And more than once I got
careful.
That's right. More than once I got this phone call. Is I'd call them up and say, hey, you know, Joe's Pools, how'd that first install go? Oh, it went great. It couldn't have gone better. And that truck driver was so helpful. And I would rack my brain, you know, I forget my dad did it, and I'd think, you know, I know my truck drivers, they're not very helpful at all. And matter of fact, they're trained to keep their mouth shut. You know, so who's in trouble? And that dawned on me who it was that, you know, delivered their pool. And I said to him, you do realize who that was, don't you? And they go, no, who? And I go, that's the founder of the company. That's my father. And their response was, he never said anything about that. You know, so my dad never carried on airs. He was a hard-working guy. He did whatever it took to build a business, and you know, he wasn't one to promote himself. Just he was there to be helpful and to get the job done.
And what can I say? I'm half the man you are. I'll be a good man. Thanks for everything.
One of the things I enjoy in the past years is giving awards through the years. And at this time it's appropriate to recognize these folks. These folks are pioneers in the business, going back to the 70s, and started out as a pool installer, went into business in the 80s, became a Viking dealer, and we were thrilled at that time. He's won numerous NFBI awards and Viking awards too. So technically I'm representing Viking as this is my last day of work. So at this time it gives me great pleasure to present this new award called the Viking Wall of Fame. And our first inductee is Bill and Suzanne Snyder.
I believe it's Hall of Fame or Wall of Fame. The first inductee into the Viking Hall of Fame. It's on the wall. It's on the wall. There's a hall. By the way, they are retiring this year. Is that correct? This last year?
Possibly in the future, near future.
Well, I've heard that before, but I think that's serious.
So it gives me great pleasure to present to them the Hall of Fame that's going to be hanging on the wall, I'm sure. The custom fiberglass pools of Fremont, in recognition for combined support for 20 years of service, and then 2010.
Was that good? Or it could be.
So did you have a good time?
It was awesome. Worth going.
Porta Bar.
No, I keep that maybe before it started. Yeah, the girls.
West.
Yeah, yeah.
You've never been there?
Yeah, first says too many, second says the other girl on the second says.
Actually, you know, we're looking at something special to do, and like I said, we gathered a group of people that Alan affected his life, and Alan many years ago recognized that the fiberglass pools were going to be able to withstand time, and although like I say he didn't invent them, he revolutionized them, and we left everybody in their background. All those guys that thought about white pools were king, or blue pools. Alan had a lot of vision going over Australia, the Christites and the water features, and he was like I said, he revolutionized at least our industry and brought it into mainstream where we were just nobody even thought about us before, and so he had a lot of vision. So go ahead, Stace. No, that's great. We're still doing them like that. As everybody knows, you know, Alan started the company actually technically 74, but incorporated in 75. We were buying pools out of a small company out of the Bay Area, and he needed his own manufacturing plant if he was going to lead the nation. We were the second people in the country to introduce Vinyl Ester into fiberglass pools. We met a guy, Alan met a guy from Texas, and Vinyl Ester kind of revolutionized actually we have a resin salesman here that really was the first big thing that stopped blistering. Developed Christite in early 90s. All the inlay tiles. Had the forethought to send me out of state away from him.
As far as possible.
When he goes like this, we're partners, but I'm not going.
No, hey.
We're partners, but you're leaving. I'm staying here.
Remember that party we had down there, Todd?
I bet you don't.
I bet you don't. Playing drums that night.
Yes, you were. We opened up Florida, and now this is Alan's. Alan did invent hydrozones. We're still waiting to sell the second one.
That's bullshit.
And we ended up closing out our thing in West Virginia, where I actually ended up. But once again, he wasn't moving. And then we multiple brands, inlays. We believe we have the nicest line, and lots of the designs were ours. Hey, the Splash Tunes was Alan's too, by the way. Rick Renicky. The Starlights were Alan's too. Anybody else that had leakers? Had those leakers.
Sucker! Bullshit, you parking.
I just sold that.
I will say this. I do think I'm obviously probably one of the most fortunate gentlemen in this room to have Alan as a partner. He basically let me do almost what I wanted, and then would stop me and go, I think we're going a little bit over. So he was a great good cop, bad cop, and he was always a good one. Every once in a while I just wanted to be good cop once. But he was an outstanding partner to have, and like I said, I think he revolutionized the industry, and I think that I don't know what looking at what our competitors did, the San Juans and all that other stuff. What our industry would even look like. I mean, would we still be like we were in the late 70s? That nobody cared. I mean, yeah, there's some of those fiberglass guys, but they build these white bathtubs because we are always continually kind of chewed out about having Oh yeah, you guys had to introduce color and all that other stuff. I think it would be very interesting to see what our industry would look like without Alan's input.
If you want to see it, check out San Juan.
Yeah, see,
It's still the same.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
and they've all went to color now.
Yep.
Come down to Florida and see the different programs.
That's right.
Hey, Viking to San Juan, Sun.
Blue Hawaii.
We got them all.
You got them all now.
Well,
So
I mean, there's not a comparison. Not one.
there's not one.
Not one.
So his input and his leadership through it with this industry is second to none. I don't think he actually had a lot of input on some of those ideas were my bad ones, by the way. That was Stacy's. I had nothing to do with it. And now that, Aaron, that's your favorite quote.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, if what I like to do,
Ribbons of hope.
actually, Dad actually had the foresight for ICC, which at least in California is extremely important. But 35 years of innovation, leadership, he did it all, and I think we all owe him a round of applause at least.
Oh, wow. And that's for the gentleman.
Thank you very much for all your help growing.
I'm just grateful for Alan to give me his son. When we got
Never could have done it without your help and Viking as a whole. So I would like to thank you very much for all your help, and I wish you all the best in your retirement.
I tried to, for a week, I tried to think of what I said.
All your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you for all the good years of business.
Delivering our shirts with your wife.
Thanks, Al, for all the help and for all the years. And you need to learn to take it a little easier and retire.
And clean your room.
Yes. And take it a little easier. You know, you got a lot of going. You've been working harder since you retired. So take it easy.
What can I say, Al? Thanks for everything. We started, we knew nothing. None of us knew anything. We still don't. We learned, yeah, we still don't know nothing. We learned where to put our fingers, where not to put our fingers. What? Thanks for everything. It saved my life.
I keep screwing around. Remember that? Todd?
I remember that.
Todd. Hey, Todd.
I remember.
I'd like to kick your ass. Hey, remember that, Alan?
Yes, I do.
That's called tough love, by the way.
I said, you know, give me 5 minutes. Remember that, Alan?
Yep.
Custom pools. I said, man, what do you got over me? You showed me, and I said, shit, man. Got 5 minutes. I'll go with you. So I did. And I've made a lot of money with these guys. And I'll tell you right now, between Al and Todd, they made me a hard ass. Yeah. Remember that, Al?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Todd.
This is the loving part.
Hey, group hug. But hey, one thing about it, man. Hey, we're all working together, and we got the best boat in the world. That's a fact.
Thank you.
You bet.
He knows more to Al than I do. He's taken care of me many a time. Like you say, he's family, always been family, looks over your bed, takes care of you. He's just the American dream. Took a mold and made it into the best fiberglass company
In the world.
there is. Yeah, that's the fact. And the whole time doing it, he was always there, just like Aaron said. He'd deliver a pool. I can remember when he would shovel sand and dig ditches. wash in a hose and go sell another pool. Come back and help you finish digging the ditch. Nobody owes more to him. And thank you.
Pretty well. My history with Alan goes back quite a ways. For him, I worked on the very first pool that went in the ground. And part-time from there on. And Alan also showed a lot of worth ethics to me. His famous saying is, let that be a lesson to you.
among others. Check again.
Probably a lot of you heard that one.
But it's really just common sense.
Worked down in the bottom of the hole at 118 degrees with him. He works hard. Deserved everything he's gained. I want to thank you.
Years ago, he's probably forgotten. And you have those peaks and valleys, and I think we're all going through one of them valleys right now, and hopefully we're on the way out of that valley. But I was kind of short of cash at the end of the after summertime for whatever reason, and I don't remember. I think I owed Viking for a pool or two or three or whatever the case may be. And I called Al up and I said, well, Al, I owe you money. I don't have any money. And I'm not suggesting you do this now because Al's not there anymore. But we worked it out and he got paid, as soon as summer came or spring or whatever. And, there's always nice to work with a family company. Certainly things have changed, it's Latham and et cetera, et cetera. But one of the big fears when you go from a small company, family company, closely held, to a corporation is what's going to change. And I don't know what you guys think, but I'm just glad that Aaron is in Williams. I don't deal with, Todd the East Coast, but when Todd was here, it was the same way. But I think your best legacy, business and all those things are wonderful. But, I think your reward is in seeing your boys, that they're ethical, that they're honest, that they're forthright, and, I know where they got that, okay? So that's your best legacy. Business, money, all those things aside, that's your best legacy as your family. Wow. And I think you hit 100% there.
From the pools, and I sport out of the state of Indiana. And like Joe, I started in this business about 11 years ago. And I got to know you, Alan, through the shows and the meetings that we've had and the trips we've gone on. And on behalf of me and my company, we also wish you the best in your retirement and have an outstanding one. I got to know you in these shows and meetings, but I remember the few times over the years where I've actually called you on the phone for one reason or another. And you always either answered the phone or you called me back shortly thereafter. And I was this guy in Indianapolis that you only saw a few times, and I always realized that, you were only a minute away, if I needed you, to call you. I didn't very often, but when I did, I always could get a hold of you. And that was a great thing about you. I remember I went to, you always gave these awards out, and I came back to my company with this picture of me with this guy handing me this award, and a question I always got was, who the heck is that? I go, well, that's Alan Stahl. He's the founder of the company. And they go, well, what does he do? Because I thought Todd ran everything. And no, I'd say no. He's the founder. And and it was like, I'm in Indiana and you're in California. I'm like, what does he do anyway? And I had this image of you, sort of flying around the countryside in this helicopter, checking on hydrozone spas or, drinking California fruit juices or whatever you do. And I think the other image I always had of you is you always had this sort of wise smile on your face, like you were having more fun than anybody else, And I always thought that was because poor Todd was in West Virginia taking on all this stress, working so hard,
That's right.
But I really enjoyed your friendship over the years and your company, and we wish you just the absolute best in your retirement, the entire state of Indiana, and certainly my company, my wife and I. And thank you for all your innovation and creativity. You've left a great legacy behind. You changed the culture at my company. And I know fundamentally you are the culture at Viking Pools. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Good to see the row. I'm probably the youngest one in here. Haven't been in the business as long as everybody else, but Alan's always treated me like family too.
Who are you, by the way?
I was
nephew.
And I got a little bit different perspective on the innovation. I get to work with Al. I worked with him about 2 or 3 months this winter. Every day. He can still work at me until I'm dog tired at the end of the day. He's still ready to go when we're leaving. But all these innovations and all these ideas that you guys are talking about, I know where he gets all the ideas. And if you've ever actually looked at Al's forehead, it's from smacking his head into tailgate, camper shell. So take a look at Al's forehead tonight. It looks like a ribeye steak. And that's where he gets on. But on a serious note, I'll tell you what, he's taught me how to work, so I appreciate that.
I don't really think it's about pools. When I first met you, you were a gentleman, you were a professional. Whenever we went on the trips, you always took a little bit of time to spend with Bev and myself. And I think it was your sincerity and the wit and the charm that made us feel welcome in the Viking family. For that, I thank you. Good luck in the back nine.
I spoke with Todd. I wasn't speaking with you directly, but I knew, it was you directly. And I had, Todd was saying, well, how many pools you think you can do a year? And I was saying, 5, 6. He said, no, we got to do 50. And I was like, oh, no, there's no way. I can't fathom that thought. And I have to agree with everyone else in here that you've changed the business that since I started has really changed my life. I was with the company for 25 years, and the service that you guys have given, I can't think of not one time that I've ever had a problem that I couldn't call Todd or anyone, and they've always taken care of me. The service is just unbelievable, as well as the product. I've had many other companies that said, hey, we want you to carry our pool. I'm like, why? Why would I want to carry your pool? I'm getting great service, the product's good, why should I change? And I'm thankful. Thankful for you. I never thought that I didn't think I was going to be here 11 years ago. I really didn't. And it's changed my life also. And thank you. Enjoy your retirement. You deserve it. Keep hunting. That's a good sport. And I can't forget about 7 years ago, we went on I can't remember which trip we were on, and we were all trying to see who could catch the largest marlin. And I thought I had the largest marlin. I think it was 152 pounds, and you came in the same day, and it was like a 164-pound marlin. I was like, damn it, I thought I had him. But it seemed like every time I turn around, you're always catching the best, and that's why you're here today. And enjoy that retirement. You deserve it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for helping us build a business that we didn't ever think was going to happen. We had no intention of getting in the pool business, but we went to Atlantic City, met you guys down there, started with one pool, to a second, to a third, and Todd came up as a rep for the company, and from that point, we continued on. And ever since then, it's changed everything we've done. So that's changed my life, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank
a little
you.
over 20 years ago or thereabouts, I get a phone call one day. And at that time, I had a very successful backhoe service. And this fellow on the other end wanted to know if I'd ever dug a swimming pool hole before. Well, there's been quite a few things transposed since then. And knowing Alan and his family, Todd and Aaron and Eric, and all of the comments that you folks have made in regards to integrity and things such as that with Alan, best for speaking for my wife and myself, I can't say enough about Alan Stahl and the friendship and the help that the Stahl family has shown us in our 20 years, and we're still banging away out there. He gets to quit. But anyway, Alan, enjoy, bud. It's been fun.
The luxury that some of you guys out on the West Coast have to see Alan often. We see him on trips once a year. We go to Mexico or Aruba or the Bahamas or Monaco this year. So one of the things that I always look forward to and always have every single year for building Viking Pools is seeing Alan and my wife and seeing Alan on the trip. It's one of the biggest things that we look forward to go. Not that we don't want to see you guys too, because we do have a great time, but always about seeing Alan and talking to him and just listening to his stories and getting inspiration from him and everything else that we have learned from this guy over the last 10 years that I've been with you guys. So the biggest inspiration for me just to stay with the family and continue to build Viking Pools. This guy's got to be on the forefront of all that. Not the brand of the pool, not the shape, the style, or anything about it, but what Alan has done and just the family atmosphere with Todd and Aaron and Eric and everybody that's involved, and how great all the family of dealers have been. Alan at the forefront, it's just been incredible, and we're going to miss you. You're going to be very, very missed. It's not going to be the same without you, brother, at all.
Thank you.
We love you.
Personally, and from Renaissance Pools, when a few years ago building apartments here in Las Vegas became very restrictive in building these fiberglass pools, and they were demanding a lot of stuff, and Alan took his personal own time to come over here, fly here a few times and attend building apartments meeting with us to resolve all these issues, and he did resolve them in favor of us. He brought his engineer, and it was a lot of fight, and he took all his patience and cool and diplomacy to deal with these bureaucrats, building departments, all of them. And we won, and he helped us a lot, and I'm just very appreciative of that, and we wish you a lot of many happy retirement years.
Because we've all floated them, or most of us have floated them across the lakes and rivers. So we had brochures of that, we had pictures of it, so I made a quickie little brochure, and we whipped that out to the cop. It's a pool. It's a boat. And he's like, I don't think so. Go get another permit. So.
He doesn't have it all. He's a lousy pinochle player. And the truth is that I've been trying for over 30 years to teach him how to hunt. And he's almost got it. He's getting very close. But I don't know if I'm going to last long enough to make it. I'll try. One thing that I'd like to tell you, but I can't because he said, you're my attorney, you can't tell anything about it. But one time he called me up and he said, the CHP has given me a lot of trouble. I said, yeah, they always do. He said, but I have a new way of getting around the problem. What's that? He says, well, there's this exception for boats. I'll put a rudder on the pool, and take it down the highway, and we'll call it a boat. I said, I don't think that's going to sell. I don't know if he ever tried it or not.
Yeah, we did. He did. We made a brochure.
But there's all sorts of things that when I was flying down here, I thought I could tell you. I could tell you about the time that we were in Mongolia,
and they wouldn't let me ride their horses because I was too big. And Alan got to ride their horses, and he goes across the plains, and he comes back, he says, I just figured out something very significant about history. And what's that? He said, I know why the Mongols were so damn mean. I said, why? He said, because they rode those rotten little ponies and they wore a wooden saddle.
Turned 39, and
Again.
it's only twice though.
Well, you guys have heard this story?
No, I just made it up a few minutes ago. So, and one of the kids came, I have 4 kids, they came up and they said, what do you want for your birthday? And I started to think, and I couldn't think of anything, and then I started to say, gee, can I be that guy who has everything? I got a great family, healthy, great wife, nice house, I got some of the toys we all try to get in life, and I started to think, could I be the man that has everything? And then I realized, no, that there really was a guy that had everything. Alan Stahl. He did it. He's got, if you look at it, the family, wife, unbelievable in business, and there's a few more things that go along with having everything. And I think Aaron sort of went there. He's earned over the years the respect, the admiration for his honesty, his truthfulness, and being a great person to work with and do a lot of things over the years. So Alan, congratulations. I know you've been sort of semi-retired for a little while, but now enjoy the rest of it fully.
Alan, great product, grew his company, innovative, etc. But he also grew, who I deal with, a great family. You know, you can have a company, but you also have a great family. The guys I know from Viking that I deal with all the time, Todd and Aaron, you're number one. You're like your dad. And like you said, the product is one thing. The integrity, the honesty, backing up your dealers, whether it's good times, bad times, whatever, working with them, always following up with what you do, delivering the product on time, coming up and doing warranty work when you need to, the very few times you ever had to. Whenever I called up Todd when he was around here, no problem. Aaron, same thing, you know, you guys are number one. And I think you'd be very proud of that you got that from your dad. So here's to the family.
When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand and nothing is going right, close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call up my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yeah, babe, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, now all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud now. Soon I'll be knocking upon your door. You just call